Did you know that North Carolina has a non-refundable deposit in their contract? Stick around today, we're gonna talk all about it and why North Carolina's contract is just a little bit different than what you might be seeing in other parts of the country. Hey guys, I'm Joel with Berkshire Hathaway and welcome back to another episode of Driving Triad, where we talk about everything real estate and lifestyle related right here in the Greensboro and Winston-Salem area of the Triad in North Carolina. So the due diligence fee, that's a little bit different than a lot of other contracts for real estate throughout the country. And what does it mean? We still have an earnest money deposit here, but we also have what's called a due diligence fee. And that fee is paid directly to the sellers and is completely non-refundable if you cancel the contract for any reason. All right, Joel, so you're telling me that if I enter into contract and I give that due diligence fee, it's non-refundable? Yes, that is correct. Here's what the due diligence fee is designed to do. It is a negotiable fee between the buyers and the sellers to get the contract accepted. During that time, there's also a negotiated time period that you would do all of your inspections, appraisals, anything that you really are conducting your due diligence, researching schools, anything like that, although you should do that on the front end, but anything that could make you not want to buy the house, you want to do all those inspections, appraisals, anything else during that amount of time. Now, if you choose to, I don't want to complete this transaction for any reason, I walked in the door and I've stubbed my toe twice, it's just bad juju and I don't want to buy the house, you don't have to, you can walk away. However, that due diligence fee is forfeited, it's gone. The only way that you can possibly get your due diligence fee back is if you can prove that the seller has willfully misrepresented the house. Not that they didn't know about something and it came up in inspections. Just because a property doesn't inspect here, like I hear in a lot of states, doesn't mean you get your due diligence fee back. Now we also have earnest money as well. Now earnest money is held by the third party. Typically here in the state of North Carolina, it's either going to be by your real estate brokerage agency, but most of the time it's with the closing attorney. We don't close with title companies here, we close with attorneys. So they're going to be that third party that's holding that earnest money fee in escrow. Now both the due diligence fee and the earnest money fee get credited back to the buyer at closing towards your down payment, closing costs, anything like that. So as long as you complete the transaction, it's not like you're throwing that money away. It does come back to you. Earnest money fee is a little bit different. Like I said, the due diligence fee and the due diligence period, the time period where you need to do all your inspections and that is negotiable between the buyer and the seller. If you terminate the contract before the due diligence period is over, let's just say for the sake of argument, it's August 1st and you have through August 30th. And if you walk away on August 29th and terminate the contract, that earnest money deposit would be returned back to you from the closing attorney. That due diligence fee would be forfeited, would be no longer yours. Okay, Joel, so I give this due diligence deposit and it's non-refundable, right? It's not coming back to me. Got it. All right, well, what sort of figures are we looking around here for a due diligence fee? Well, that can vary widely depending on how long has the property been on market, how much is the said property, and what's the sales price? Is it closer to the city? Is it out in the country? Type of property? All those things can influence how much you're gonna put down in due diligence. Back in 2018, 2019, I'd say for a typical $300,000 home, single family, you were looking anywhere from $750 to $1,000 in due diligence. But we all know what happened when the pandemic hit and the housing market went nuts. The due diligence fees went with that. Like other parts of the country are waiving inspections and all these other things. What we saw here locally is our due diligence fees really climbing. For a $300,000 house in the last year or so, it's not uncommon for buyers to be giving a non-refundable check to the seller in the amount of $10,000 or more. That's very common. We see it quite often. I've even seen some in the six figures. It really all depends on that specific buyer, how much they want the house. You know, there's always somebody who may be willing to make a decision that you're uncomfortable with. Now, my advice is in that sort of situation where if you're really not comfortable offering a certain number, don't offer it. The right home will present itself in time, but you need to stay patient. If somebody else wants to go ahead and offer $50,000 over with a ridiculously high due diligence fee and that just doesn't feel right to you, if your gut tells you it's wrong, then it's okay. Just let it go. We'll find another one. In time, the right home will present itself. But again, that due diligence fee is non-refundable, so always think about that. When we're in homes now, we're spending a lot more time looking at what I call, the big ticket items, your roof, the age of your windows, the age of your HVAC, what does the foundation look like? If you have obvious water intrusion, those can be big red flags that may tell you that I don't want any part of this house, or maybe you just love the area, you love the house, you love how everything's situated, and you're willing to take on a project. That's your decision. But when we're first viewing of the house, that's what I'm most focused on, the cosmetics and the aesthetics. You'll know if that fits you or not, and you'll know whether you're willing to take on, small projects to go ahead and make the home feel more like you. So as I mentioned, there's lots of things you can be doing during the due diligence period. If your home's on septic, you want to get a septic inspection. Definitely going to recommend a whole home inspection. There's all sorts of different different things. We have a disclosure form called the Professional Services Disclosure. It shows all these different things that you could be doing during the due diligence process to go ahead and get yourself lined up to feel comfortable with your purchase. And there's also another form, we're gonna put a link down here below, to the North Carolina Real Estate Commission on questions and answers on due diligence. You know, what's it for, all those things, and it's coming directly from the Real Estate Commission. So that might be a good one for you to check out. Now, this is just a pretty short video. I just wanted to make you aware because I get this question a lot. You know, people moving from other states, they don't have this. You know, it's typically just earnest money, and if a home doesn't inspect or appraise, they can get it back. Again, we have due diligence. We also have earnest money. Earnest money is refundable if you choose to terminate the contract before the end of the due diligence period. But with the way the market has been, the due diligence fee is a relatively high number at this moment. We may see that cool off. I'm not going to really try to predict that, but as inventory starts to build back up and we have more homes on the market, more options, it should start to decrease maybe a little bit over time. So that might be something that can be a positive for you as a buyer. If you have any more specific questions about anything that I can help you with real estate wise, my phone number is 336-582-9210. Give me a call, shoot me a quick text, or email joel@sandmanrealtync.com. I would love to be a resource for you. I appreciate you sticking around for another episode of Driving Triad, and we'll catch you soon. Have a great day.